use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes or in front of the camera?
Yeah, I'm from the camera.
Cool. Mathemus?
Oh, it's back to me
I
now?
guess we're boomeranging.
Oh. Well, I'm making this live on the internet. So,
Oh, good.
what were the questions?
Name?
Name, Daniel, also known as the DXT.
How long have you been on YouTube?
Almost 5 years now.
And a passion outside of video making.
Computers.
Okay.
And that's it.
Succinct and to the point.
Yep.
All right. My name's Kyle. I have been making YouTube videos since 2010, so 8 years. Although I was on the website watching it right from 2005. I'm that old. And I'm trying to think, honestly right now that's on the top of my mind because I'm driving to Seattle on Thursday is podcasts. I'm going to go to PodCon, the very first annual PodCon in Seattle. So if you want me to talk your ear off about audio entertainment, I could definitely do that. Because just like my over 200 YouTube channels, I have over like 45 podcasts that I'm subscribed to. So
That's it?
that's it. Yeah.
Only 45?
Well, they're all like hour-long things, so there's only so much I can do.
My name is Jen. I've been a YouTube fan since about 2008 and a creator on a consistent basis over the last year. That's sort of dropped off again, but that's okay. And then outside of that, it's been predominantly photography or just visual communication in general. Exciting, yeah.
I'm Aaron. I've been on YouTube since 2007, making videos. Other than videos, I love writing and recording music.
Oh, sorry. Pause. You're not the. You didn't do any like music scoring or something recently, did you? Or is that someone else I'm thinking of?
That's probably something else. Although I'm working on that, but I have to.
Okay. Great.
I'm Christopher. I've been on YouTube for just over a year. And then outside of YouTube, I'm a dance instructor and performer.
I'm Shamim. I've been on YouTube in one way or another since 2010, but I've been consistently uploading since the beginning of this year. And passion outside of YouTube would be, I like writing fiction, novels, short stories.
From Peter. I've been on YouTube since 2008. One phone, other, and I like food.
Yeah, I know. It was looking hungry when you
Matt, on YouTube since 2007, making videos since 2008. Friends and people and listening.
What I love about Matt the most is that he makes things awkward when they're not supposed to.
If you need an awkward moment, just call Matt.
That's great.
1-800-AWKWARD Matt.
So yeah, welcome. If you have never been to this space before, I'll just kind of describe what's going on here. This
Hashtag
room,
sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored. Sorry, actually, yes, I should be. I'm making a video and I have to tell people to sponsor. This is me. This is the business that I created here. This like 6 weeks ago is when it actually went live. This was an idea I had about a year and a half ago. I was flying back home from VidCon, and I was like, man, I really wish there was a YouTube space that was in Calgary. And I was like, wait a second, why don't I make that happen? And so this is kind of phase one of what I hope to grow to be even bigger and better over the next few years. But we have our nice little audio booth there for like narration or podcasting or audiobook creation, and we have our couple little sets here for video creation. So you come here and rent by the hour essentially to make what you want. That's me advertising. But secondly, we had a few different goals we wanted to do with our meeting here today, and I feel like I've taken over the meeting.
That's fine. Go for it.
So a little bit of background first before we jump into this. First off, I always like a little bit of the history so we can all be on the same page. Does everyone know how this Facebook group began? I know Matt does. And if Crystal shows up, she's actually the best person to talk to about this. So
Oh yes, I remember.
way back. Do you remember what year it was, Matt?
14.
Yeah, that sounds right.
If you look up my videos and find the one where it was Calgary Rolla. And
Right,
it's the first Calgary Rolla video. Gunner Rolla did a meetup, and then Crystal was like, "Hey, let's make all these awkward people actually connect with each other
Correct,
and
yeah.
talk."
So Crystal literally, like back here, Force of Will,
Yep.
took everybody's contact information and then made a Facebook group on it. Because Gunner Roller was here, but there's someone else too, right? There was another.
There was one. There was those other people. Oh, see, he said her name too many times. It's like Beetlejuice. Yes, Ben Brown or something like that.
What's really fun is we ran into Gunnarolla this past summer. We let him know the inception of it. And he was really excited about it. He's like, oh my god, my meetup created this thing. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be right for you. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, there's so many people. Where should I sit?
Somewhere, but take that.
Gary.
Crystal, take this.
I know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Much.
Perfect. We were actually kind of talking about you before you arrived.
Yeah,
No, I
we're-
know so.
We were talking about the history of this group. And
how you
how-
strong-armed everybody into talking to each other.
Yes.
So-
You guys want to know about how this group?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so I think how it started out was
Gunner is Calgary.
Gunner. No.
Oh, okay.
It was
Is it
before
another-
Gunnerilla.
yeah.
There was these people called Ben Brown and Steve Booker. And there was a meetup, and I was sitting at Olympic Plaza, and I saw like these teenage high school girls around, and I was like, okay, I bet they're here for it. So I started randomly talking to people, and it was like creepy. I'm like, hey, give me your name and your social media handle because I want to make something happen and like become friends because I was like, I want some friends.
Yeah.
Or people who like YouTube, because I'm super obsessed with YouTube. And so yeah, I started making a list, and basically everyone I met was just like, give me your social media stuff. And then after that, there was a Gunner meetup, and so some of those same people came and then did that, and then I'm like, we're starting a group because that's what I always wanted to happen, especially at the UC, a lot of school clubs. I wanted that to happen. We didn't really know enough people, and so I started the group, and then I had in my head all the stuff that I wanted it to be. So I started like making all these different social media accounts and plans to do with it. And then I went to California for 6 months. So I wasn't here. And then I started some meetup things. There was just so many things that we wanted to do with it. And then I think last year, I was like, okay, let's make some stuff happen. So I think it was me, Kyle, Matt, Alex, Brian.
And Brian, yeah.
I asked a few people to come because I was like, I want stuff to happen. I want it to be a lot more organized. So I was like, yo, let's do a meeting. And then so then we did it.
What
And
was it? It was a coffee shop.
it was analog.
And what?
So yeah, so then I was like, let's make some things happen. And like at that point, my mind was just like, whoa. And so like I had a list of everything. And so we all kind of had kind of small tasks to do. I mean, it was all volunteer based. I wanted to get like the ball rolling on it. And then we
And
started
that's some more-
posting more,
yeah.
and then
And it's
it was
grown
like literally
boom.
since that moment that we had that meeting.
Yeah,
Like,
because the
Things
Facebook group
changed.
kind of existed, but then it turned into this spammy thing where everybody's like, look at my video, okay, I'm leaving. Look at my video, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
So I
went
kind of
up and running, right?
ignored
Yeah.
the group for a long time, and then realized that Crystal, Matt and Brian were having real life meetings. And I was like, oh, well, I should get back into this. And then that's when I was like, oh, let's get a website, let's get this, let's do all the things. And then it just,
And so since then, because this is not like a democratically elected board by any means, it's like, hey, we should make this thing happen and do it. Formerly known YouTube Calgary. That's right, we collected that.
legacy edition. That's what I've been calling it.
I won't tell Google, you won't get sued. And so we've kind of grown it. How many people was it in when we had that meeting? Do you remember?
I don't know, but my goal.
It was probably about 50 active people, maybe even less.
I can't remember, but basically my goal. Let me go even check what my goal was, but I know we like
We wanted to hit
surpassed it.
301
Yeah.
because 301 views.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, we went
We're-
301 members. And we're like 400, 500 now.
I don't remember. I can't find it. but
I love your
literally-
circle, that's great.
Thank you. I had goals of like what I want to grow the group to be. I wanted to grow it to 145, and I moved it to 200. And what are we at right now?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, this was at the
Oh,
beginning.
420.
This was at the beginning of this year. So yeah, my goal was like 145. Oh my gosh, it'd be so cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's good.
LOL.
And I think what it's done is totally shown me how many great creators are in this city, a whole lot more than I ever thought there actually was, and how much like these niche areas are being filled, which I think is fascinating. YouTube fascinates me.
So we have a couple of comments through the live thing.
Oh, great.
So
Oh my God,
Josh WRB says, sorry you couldn't make it. He has to film something with his older sister. Sounds like a chore. He's asking, do we know when the next meetup is? Not yet.
Not yet, to be determined.
Digital Dolly is saying the internet here sucks because the audio is choppy.
All right.
I'm blaming your internet.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with me. Yeah, so really what this meeting is about is because there's been this kind of group of us that have been
There's been this
voluntary.
Facebook group chat that has kind of been between Matt, myself, JD, Kyle, Crystal, Jill, but she disappeared off the group.
Is Brian still there?
Brian, I think, is still in there. And I think, is that everybody?
I think so.
Yeah, so then we would kind of be the people that would decide, okay, well,
What
let's
we
do
decide
this,
to do,
this
what-
kind of direction that we want to take. We'd be the ones that would decide creator of the month and all that, where Matt spearheaded most of that and would ask each one of us individually, who do you think? Do you think it should be person A or person B, or what are your picks? And then kind of tallies those results. And then if there's kind of a tie, then it goes back to each person going, hey, what about this? And then we give reasoning. And then later on, he announces to that Facebook group, okay, this is who we're picking. I'm going to start filming this. So then we just get everything rolling with that. And then also it was a point where we're like, oh, Peter wants to do the National Music Center tour things. Great. Do this, do that. There you go. We're good to go. We'll post it on the website, all that kind of stuff. And that's essentially what it's kind of been. It's just a way that we can all kind of communicate that we're kind of the founding members of YouTube Calgary. But a lot of things have changed. Like my life has changed a lot in the past year, where it's just I'm super overwhelmed with a whole bunch of work-related things and stuff like that. And like JD is, as of today, resigning from the board because he doesn't have the time to invest into it. I myself as well, because it's just, we wanted to open this up to make it for people that want to actively participate in Calgary video creators, rather than the members on the board are kind of slowly becoming more and more inactive because life is getting in the way. So we want to kind of say, hey, do you guys want to be on this board? We will. Essentially, the way that I think it should operate would be with 7 members, and then let's say every single one of you would want to be on it today. Well, then we kind of decide there'd be kind of, you'd have a platform and stuff like that. But if there was only 7 people that wanted to be on the board as of today, well, then those are the 7 board members.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, you're still sticking around to do websites.
The only part, yeah, I'm still sticking around to manage the website and the domain name and all of that. The website runs on a WordPress backend. But with that being said, if FTP access or things like that are required, I can set up those access. But I will create a WordPress account for each person that is on the board so that you guys can post things. I'll explain how the website portion functions. But other than that, that is my only involvement, is I'm just maintaining it because websites can be dangerous and it can very easily be broken. So I'm kind of just maintaining the control of that. Same thing with the domain names. But other than that, that's about it. JD says he will also continue to assist with the Twitter account and Reddit, but that's about it. No, wait. In the middle.
Have we done intros?
Yeah, you were like, what is your name? How long have you been on YouTube?
Hi, I'm Crystal. I'm not really on YouTube right now, but I still make videos. I used to be able to my last year in high school. I still make videos though, kind of.
This is Thomas, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, intro yourself.
Sure. So my name is Thomas. On Twitter, known as Mr. Prokuti.
Oh, it's you.
So I'm known by a couple people.
That's right. The infamous Mr.
I like to thank people.
I know.
No, it's not true for the most part. I know you know, I recognize it. But yeah, that's it. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no worries.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron, what's your name?
Yeah.
No.
I think just before we jump too far into it, what I think would be valuable is for the people who have not been online for quote unquote bored. What's been going well, and what's something that you would like to see the group doing in 2018?
I think the questions that I've composed, I haven't noticed them more, but
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Verbal.
Yeah, we have that.
when those are there, it really helped guide some dialogue and conversation.
So, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
The
I
monthly
think
questions, we were doing them weekly
we-
for a bit.
we did them every single day.
Oh,
Every
Oh,
single
yeah,
day,
yeah,
I
yeah.
post the challenge with the guys, give me up with the buns, how to create the graphics for them.
That's right. But it did help it like
It
spearhead
did,
it.
it did.
I think
And
that also, we can attribute that to our expansion so quickly is that just, bam, there's so much
We're-
engagement.
we were having so much conversation. Yeah. And then afterwards, we were like, our time. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to. But yeah.
Digital,
Totally.
Digital Dolly says more collabs.
Collabs, I think.
I have to say, actually, a lot of people collab. And not everyone posts on the group, which they should when they do their collabs. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. But I think that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted it more to be a community type thing, just so that you can like work with like-minded people, like help each other out.
My mindset behind the creator of the month was to be like, look at this person. This person's really great. Now go collab with them. Everybody should just send that person all these messages being like, hey, make a video with me. But unfortunately, that didn't work out that way. But that's also, I think, because everybody's shy.
Yeah, I kind of gave them a spotlight though.
Yeah.
I think people in the group kind of realized watch before.
I agree.
Oh, that's good. You did a great job. That work.
It was a lot of extra work.
It is a lot of extra work.
What else is working?
Like when we had our meetups.
Yeah.
So we had like meetups where we started, before we had in-person meetups where we started just literally talking about the group. Later it shifted to just the board, mostly doing meetups to talk about what we were on the scenes. Every month we basically have like a meeting, a social.
Yeah, the reason why it shifted to just board meetings is because we noticed that people weren't attending just the regular meetings. So we shifted away from doing in-person meetings where it's like, let's just sit down and talk about YouTube because the attendance just started plummeting. So then we said, okay, let's shift this away. We'll have monthly board meetings where we'll decide what we're going to do for the next community event, but then we'll shift all of the events so that it's now an event. It's like, oh, we're going to go play laser tag or whatever, things like that, rather than we're going to sit in the room and talk about YouTube.
I think it was fun in the beginning.
Yeah,
We kind of needed some ideas.
Oh, that's true.
Brainstorm, what the heck is this thing gonna be? I think mostly with this, we just want to be more organized, have people have like tasks that we follow on. It is voluntary.
Right. It's just more a couple of things. We kind of came to the agreement with other people either stepping down or becoming busy. Some of us still want to continue on. But I think just bringing new blood in so we can more engaged people, that engages everyone else. We can push that forward a little bit. I should ask, is there anyone here that is interested in actually joining this volunteer board to spearhead monthly meetups of sorts?
you wouldn't be the sole
Things.
person responsible.
Right,
It's a
exactly.
community,
It's
a collaborative effort.
Mostly just doing more helping with the website, helping with the social media, graphics, video, we decided to create a month, blog posts, basically.
That's the other big thing, because that's what we decided last time we met as a board meeting group, was I'd love if we leaned on the website a lot more, of hey, here is a blog post, or here is some content from our members, having it a little more, even more searchable, the people who are part of our group, that sort of thing. So I think the next year it would be great if we focus a lot on the website development and making it a really cool spot for people.
And I think there's a lot more of our ideas. Those are just things that we have been doing and wanting to do. but it's kind of like what you kind of want to see on or what you think you could add.
One of the goals for the website, but I don't have the time to develop the code that needs to be there in order for it to function. Essentially what I wanted to create is I wanted to have it so that there would be a news section on the front page, which could only be posted by board members. And then every single person would have a login account that they could post. And then anytime that they post a video, they could just log in and post it themselves. And then it would also link to a form, so you could be like, oh, your same login would work for this forum page where you could post questions, kind of like how the Facebook group works, but more separated. So there'd be, oh, this is for copyright questions, you're posting there. This is for, you're looking for music, you can go look in this section or ask questions about that. Or you have green screen questions, here's that section for it, and things like that. But developing the back end in order to tie all of those elements together is very time consuming, and I unfortunately do not have the time to do all of that anymore. But that was essentially what the goal was for the website. But now it currently just is a place where events get posted, and Creator of the Month, when Creator of the Month resumes again, it gets posted, and that's pretty much it. But I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, returning back to the original question, is there anyone who would like to volunteer to be part of the organizing board? And it's okay if you don't want to, like you're not forcing
I
it.
think something that would help to make it
Yeah.
easy to decide whether or not we're actually going to be effective members of a board.
Sure.
Or as somebody on the board, where do you feel the gaps are? What do you feel we could help
Time.
bring? So it is
Time.
it's just a lack of time.
A lack of time is the biggest thing. I ran out of a lot of free time, so I haven't been able to invest very much time in kind of figuring out and planning events, because it is a time commitment to say that we would meet at like meeting, because the board meetings we did all digitally, they're all on the YouTube, all on the Calgary Video Creators. It's going to take a while to get used to that. All on the Calgary Video Creators YouTube channel, but they're all private videos. The main reason why they're there is so that I foresaw it in already at some point in time that there may be additional board people that would join. You can always rewatch those past meetings and stuff like that. So it's all kind of archived there. But other than committing to at least an hour a month for a monthly meeting, most of it is just here and there as you can kind of find time in whatever your schedule happens to be.
And for me, I think what worked the best when we were firing on all cylinders is each person had something that they were responsible for, whether that's like, it's my responsibility for each week to pose the question that we're going to do on the Facebook page. One person is, we're going to discover what our event is going to be this month, add it and organize it and that sort of thing.
And then one person would make the weekly playlist,
Right.
then another person would go through the channel signups. The main reason why we stuck to manual for channel signups is because there were people that would try to sign up that weren't in Calgary whatsoever. So we tried to use our own discretion to be like, no, you're not actually in Calgary.
Behind the scenes, because a lot of us are like admins on that page, it's remarkable how often we tweet there's people who are not in Calgary who try to become part of them. You know? Sure. The easy way is like, oh, you've been a member of Facebook for a month and are part of 600 groups. So you're probably not a real person.
So Kids Toy Play has posted a gigantic comment. They're saying they're looking at ideas to strengthen the community as a whole. We're curious about workshops, if we offer classes or info that benefit members. If we offer memberships, something of value, they will be more involved. For example, if there are 10 members are curious about drones, hold a workshop, contact DJI sales reps, set up, or getting the lighting director, bring him in, and stuff like that. I think that kind of touches more on what Media Lab's whole goal is.
Well, partly, but I think it's a great call out.
Yeah.
I'd love to have those types of meetups as well, where it's like we're going to learn from each other, learn from somebody who's like really knowledgeable about a certain area. And we bandied about that idea too, about like a membership fee. I still feel like we're too young to actually start asking people to spend $5 or $10 for your yearly dues or whatever it is. I think it's going to be a year and a half before I feel comfortable doing that. But I think that's great. I think people like to teach us stuff. So
Yeah, and we've kind of been copying Twitch Calgary
And Twitch Calgary is great because, well,
I assist with their website as well.
Twitch and YouTube, by the way, you can tell who's run by like the multi-global company, which one is still not. Because Twitch like just gives free stuff to that group, like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, like Twitch Calgary has a lot more support from Twitch itself, whereas that's why we had to do the name change. So we reached out to YouTube, we're like, hey,
Would you like to do
guys,
something?
and they're like, no, change your name.
You know,
Well, that just comes down to like branding, because if we do something that doesn't look good,
Yeah, we
people
can use
assume
Ranger.
we represent YouTube.
yeah, they're big
Yeah.
shareholders.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Twitch is a little bit more lenient. I'm not saying to switch over to Twitch. Choose whatever platform you want, just not with me because it's dead.
Because it's dead.
Too soon, sorry. Yeah, it was because we noticed the success that that Twitch Calgary was having, specifically with their events, because their events they had turnouts of like 300 plus people showing up, and it was like, okay, what are we doing wrong, and things like that. The other difference is when we did our shirts, we sold them directly at cost, because it can turn into a very difficult situation where if all of a sudden you can't get that specific thing, you can't get the agreed upon thing or anything like that, then it's like now you have this person's money and all this kind of complication, whereas Twitch decided to take a different route, Twitch Calgary that is. And there's pros and cons to each way. It's just we chose not to take any of that money. We, in all theory, we could have and said, okay, your shirt costs $25. 10 of that dollars goes to YouTube Calgary so that we could put that money for future events or things like that. But it was kind of decided as a board that taxes and all that kind of stuff just started to get complicated way too fast. So we chose not to deal with that.
So that's the long, complicated answer to that.
Who on the board this day, like the current board?
Well, are you staying?
Yeah.
Are you staying?
I would like to at least for one more year.
Are you staying?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's start, yeah.
I can help
Unless
out on the level of like digital content. My nature of my work schedule is just too sporadic to really solidly be able to say, yeah, I can regularly help film videos or be the person hosting the meetup. Like that part is just too complex. But if it's digital support, online support, it can
What type of digital support?
Well, like making like a post about the creator of the month,
Yeah,
is that what you mean?
it can
Or
be
like creating the graphics?
or,
Right,
yeah,
got it.
yeah, visual stuff. Or
What do you use
just
to create the
engaging with
graphics on?
community.
For the easy ones, I use Canva. I can like
There's-
push out like 10 in like 3 minutes.
Right.
Like literally, that's what I
I
just
just write
do.
the questions and then they do the graphics for you. Yeah.
Well, I would like create a template, but
Yeah.
I literally, that's what we used to do. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we need something else. Okay,
I know.
let me
It's so
just
funny.
create something.
Give
Wow,
us
I'm
some
like in the middle of my work.
So we also have a comment. There's 2 of them. Digital Dolly says she misses our meetups from this community, and another all the time and also because she would miss them because I guess they weren't really kid friendly. Then Sarah says sorry she couldn't make it today, working on school and final projects and things and stuff. She had. Her question is, I have a question. Are we going to be posting more content on the Calgary Video Creators channel other than the Creator of the Month?
We would like to.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
Well,
It's
I
like,
think there's
I
so
can't
many
commit
things
to
we
it.
want to do,
Yeah.
and we just can't commit to it. And like I know I have it, my stuff's mostly on the online side as well.
right, yeah.
I think because it's a new group and it's still sorting itself out, it's hard to make those larger, sort of higher quality, regular things. You know, maybe as it grows and if it does somehow have some sort of financial backing, then
Yeah.
that sort of thing can happen.
So I would love that if there's like at least weekly videos going onto that channel.
But that is a huge commitment.
But yeah, super. But like just like here's what's happening in Calgary this week.
Yeah, and I don't think we have to decide right now if we were to be on the board what kind of things we would want
Right.
to do or anything.
I think it's more, let's
Let's bring some new people up.
who is
Who wants to
interested
put
in
some
this?
time, like kind of like know the inner backings of what we do. And like, You guys are all humans.
I feel like it's like idea generation and that little bit of like, hey, how's the health of the Facebook group and what, yeah.
And to be honest, like most of us,
Cool.
most of us are pretty chill. So it's like, I have this idea. It's like, cool, run with it. Like we're not gonna really fight
They're
unless there's like,
so cool and we have lots of fun. That's what I'm saying.
you get to hang out with Crystal all the time.
All the time, guys. I'm just gonna be talking the bus.
Yeah, it would look amazing. Like not to talk about resumes, but being on the board of something that's so young and growing so quickly, like kind of a huge opportunity to be able to brag about that.
Oh, you mean resumes?
Resumes.
Yeah.
No, your CDs.
LinkedIn. But yeah, it's like you might not be getting paid, but the value this could offer you for your career moving forward could be massive. Like, I'm sure all of us wish we were on YouTube at inception when all the big players got it easy. This is kind of your opportunity locally. So.
The time commitment would be on a board, but I would love to maybe help with the monthly feature. I'd be very keen on that.
What's your YouTube channel?
My name is Mary Jansen.
Oh, I have seen it. You see, I know.
Yeah, so the thing with Matt, do you want to kind of expand a bit on what's all involved with the Creator of the Month videos? Because you've been the only one that's done those. So once we've decided on the Creator of the Month, where do you go? Like, how do you do it?
I contact the creator and figure out like a good time to film it. Most of the time it ends up being like 5 days into the month. It gets released into like 10 days into the month. But I try to create some sort of like main video to get to know the creator, tell like a bit of the story, how we got into it, or that story of my life, and then try to find. Well, I guess like I like ask the board members like if there's any questions that they have for the game, and then ask as many questions as possible when we do the interview. I try to do like the main spot of YouTube filming and stuff. And back to editing, I try to get like 3 videos. It's like questions, or like 2 to 3 aside from the main video.
So much time would you say it takes you to, if you kind of bunched it all together? Like 12 hours?
If I like didn't do anything else,
yeah.
It'd take maybe, I could probably do it.
Okay.
But I usually end up doing like the main video in like 2 days, and then like the one question like 1 week, the next week I'll do like everything. But yeah.
Okay.
Condense that together, probably like 8 hours worth of sitting down separately.
Possible.
Okay. That task is the most intensive task. That's the most time commitment that's there, because everything else is kind of as you can, but it's the Creator of the Month part that's the most intensive one.
I'd be glad to take it on.
All right.
And it doesn't mean like one person will take it on. Like,
Yeah, the problem we were running into is I travel distance, people's schedules and stuff like that. So I didn't have any time once Matt's schedule got super busy that I could donate to filming that, and everybody else didn't have time, and it was like, yeah. So, but yeah. That's
yeah, I think it's mostly if anyone just wants to come up and help.
Yeah, that's the
And if you don't think you have skills, help out. You have skills to help out. Like even if you're just sitting there, making jokes.
yeah.
That's like a great skill.
When Jill first joined the board, she just posted random gifs of things. I was like, okay. But then she was great at planning the community events and all of that. Like she was the one who organized the entire Cold Garden thing.
And the kitties.
And the Cat Cafe, yes. We got exclusive access because she contacted the people and was like, hey, we're this. And they were like, here,
Now the
you can
kitties
have
are
a full
so
thing.
cool.
That's right, yeah, everyone goes.
So cool. And they
And-
probably Google our videos and then.
Well, you should have seen all of Kaleala's views.
Yeah. like-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the stuff you want to get on.
Any meeting that comes to Calgary, it's like we have to be there.
Yeah.
You think I can do something like that, like online stuff, like meetups?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no reason why not.
Yeah.
And that's essentially just something that you guys would do as a board, would be saying, oh, okay, here, I want to organize community events. It's more so figuring out who has an active interest in wanting to do things to further YouTube Calgary and wants to agree that it will take some of their time out of their social life to do this. Then within that group, then you guys can decide, okay, I'm going to do Twitter, I'm going to do Reddit, I'm going to do community events, I'm going to do Creator of the Month, things like that. That's essentially once the people that we know are interested, then you guys figure that out amongst the new board.
Are there any events that people would love to see?
Laser tag.
I'd rather-
I was like, I want to do.
1998,
It could be. It could be a throwback there.
Right.
Yeah, we did Nanta.
Oh yeah, it's karaoke. Yeah,
Yeah, it was just down there. We can go after.
I think just continuing on the path of like trying to observe interesting opportunities like the cat cafe opening up. It's like, oh, we can kind of act as a media entity to a certain degree, which is great.
That's what we're trying to go for.
For instance, the rec room.
Yeah.
Talk about a cool
New
space
place, yeah.
to film videos. There's so much storytelling that can happen in that space with different games, etc. So yeah, I don't know, just kind of organically watching for things. And that's kind of the nice thing about having a seven-person board. So we've got different people interested in different things that would be like, oh, you know, I'm in this world, and there's really interesting things happening. You know.
I should point out that the reason that there's 7 is kind of arbitrary in a way, but we want I push for there to be an odd number just in case there is a tiebreaker that needs to happen.
Yeah.
That way it's way easier if it's an odd number.
I know for me personally, like I've always wanted to try to help make Calgary more known for the arts, and so it's been my focus specifically. So if you take as an artist that I can do, I love. I think that the marketing aspect of it, I'd have to start off a lot of small companies on that own. So I think there's a lot there. But it's such a big. For me, it's always been. I think that there's a lot of untapped artistic potential in the city, and my goal has always been to make Calgary more place.
Yeah. Especially within the news now, artists not being greatly looked at favorably because of stuff. But
It's because they keep highlighting the bad stuff
I
and
know.
not highlighting the good stuff.
It is.
It's all the people that are going to channel.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Just replace them all with people from YouTube Calgary. I mean, Calgary video creators.
Everyone has to yourself.
Yeah, that's right. All right,
I
so
feel like I'm
Aaron,
trying to get
Christopher,
people to join our cult.
a little bit.
This is like,
Luckily,
how I get people to do my sorority. It's so similar.
You don't have to join Crystal sorority.
no, you have to. It's actually in the.
Wait,
It's
that's,
in the
that's
fine
actually
print.
there's some fine print, which we're not really telling you right now.
Delta 5 right over here.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Woo.
I mean, that's great. I think like Aaron, Christopher, if you want to help see what the next year is going to be like, that's cool. Again, we're not forcing anyone to do anything they don't want to do, so we can add you on to all the other social media stuff. Is there anything else we need to like seriously discuss?
Who is it? Just the 3 of you that would like to join the board, or is there others?
How many
Or 4, sorry.
There's Kyle,
There's, well, I'm not counting Kyle, Crystal, and Matt, because there are
3.
Matt,
Um,
3, so one
I
more.
had 6. For some reason I had 7 in my head. And that's...
I have-
Oh no, yeah, no.
But is there anybody else that would want to join?
Call at these people. And I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is there anybody else that hasn't spoken, like Shannon, that hasn't, you haven't said anything?
Yeah.
Do you want to join the board?
Yeah, I'm like down to like help out and stuff. I don't really know what I would be doing, but
Sure.
And Mr. Poutine?
I have free time right now. I'm unemployed, so I don't
That's
see why I couldn't
unfortunate.
do all this stuff.
And Lou, who's filming?
I mic on the camera on yourself.
Are we still gonna do where we're voting online afterwards?
We can.
I don't know what we wanna do.
Does Lou want
We
to
haven't
join the
really
board?
processed this as much.
Not really, we just kind of throw people.
Yeah.
Let's just throw some things out there,
That's our level of organization.
get a feel. Well, I don't know, it's like we're so new and like we're still
Honestly,
trying
I think that if there's people who want to join, we might as well let them join.
that's what I'm saying.
As long as there's an odd number,
Yeah,
that's
that's
great.
basically what it comes down to.
And then each person can contribute in their own way.
And the more the merrier, really, because sometimes it's like, you know, I can't do it this month because of reasons. Why don't you take this on because you have a little more free time?
Yeah, well, meetings would be easier because you
Yeah.
could just be like, here's a date, whoever can show up with a number that high.
Yeah,
There's gonna be.
there'll be enough people. Yeah.
You don't have to ensure quorum and stuff like that.
Oh, I will bang my gavel. Great. So, yeah.
Oh, my question is, when I look at the group and what's being posted, I almost feel like there's a small community within that larger community.
Yeah.
How do you look at the individual who want to help them be more a part of the group? Because I found that the ones who come to the meetings, this is the person you have anyone to come to, but
Yeah.
I watch them online afterwards. But
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my God, that's like my dream.
anyways, but how do you get them to be more involved? Because it's
That's the
kinda
$1 million
almost
question.
Yeah.
We've been trying to figure that
So
out.
there's a few different things on that because you're right. There's going to be people who just want to be there because they want to be there. They don't really want to come out or interact with people. That's fine. There's value in having people that just like all lurk around.
And
Reddit works this way, right?
there'll also be the people that are like, I'm going to get famous by just associating myself with this group. And it's like, that's not how this works.
Possibly not. And then there's the people who might contribute a little bit every here and there, maybe once a month or every couple months. And then there's the people who are doing it like constantly. Every couple days they're posting something. And there's value, I think, to all those people. I think the biggest group is the people that feel they either can't or shouldn't be contributing. We really do want them to be contributing. And I think that's where each of the people on the board can help spearhead that, whether it's like, I'm really passionate about this, let me make a post about this and try and drum up some conversation about it. Because occasionally you'll get people like, oh, I haven't seen you comment forever. It's like, I don't think you've ever commented before, but something about this post is making you want to contribute. So just grabbing that attention and carrying it forward. That's not a very specific answer to your question. So
Kind of like YouTube itself,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, so how do we get people to engage in conversation after the video? How do we, I mean, a Facebook group won't actually lends itself to conversation, but I think it's definitely leading in with those questions, posting more of those questions. I think like cherry picking somebody out of the list and being like, hey, you talk to us now, doesn't necessarily work.
or even just responding back to them too. Like someone who does post, like just either like it or respond back to it. That
Well,
makes
that's
it
the
feel
whole other thing, engaging with the people that are posting. And I think that's something that having a large board, we could all spearhead it, like, okay, if we're all signed in, somebody can try to respond to almost every comment. We're still small enough that that's a realistic goal.
And when we were starting before, when we had our very first one there just over a year ago, that's basically what our goal was. Like, anytime someone posts, like we all have to commit to like comment on it, and it started to
Or
grow,
at least
grow,
hit the
grow.
like button if there's nothing you can really say. Yeah.
That's also, we did experiment at one point in time trying to have meetings so that people could join them from their house. Whereas Twitch Calgary attempted to do that a few times, but they did it using Discord. And it kind of worked, kind of didn't. But we tried to do it with Google Hangouts. However, Google Hangouts has a limit of 10 people. So after you hit that limit, that's it. Nobody else can join. So it didn't really work. Because otherwise, I would say, let's just do all our meetings digitally. Because some people, they're not comfortable enough to meet strangers out of their
People
house.
still watch Google Hangouts more than 10, but they can't.
Yeah,
join.
so right now this is being set up, done through Google Hangouts. So then the live video is a video on YouTube. You just go to watch blah blah blah, the code for the video, and then you can see the video. So an infinite amount of people can watch it. Only a certain finite number, which is 10, can join the Hangout and actively participate in a conversation. And even like if we tried switching to Skype and use like OBS to then stream it over to YouTube, Skype still has limits on how many people you can join and stuff like that. We couldn't figure out a good video conferencing solution. Discord has made some changes in their application. I think they're close, or they've released the fact that you can like video conference now. I don't know if there's a limit yet or not, because that could potentially be a solution. But
yeah, engagement. My recommendation would, I'd love to really focus on all the different niches that are a part of YouTube that we can see inside of our group already. Because yeah, occasionally it gets overrepresented with one, like the vlogging sometimes, and then gaming videos, and it goes back and forth. But there's so many other stuff that people are creating. That was nice. I like that comment that said kid-friendly stuff. I'd like to see that happen every so often. Not every meetup has to be, but it's nice to be like family-friendly to come.
This kind of meetup, I don't see why it wouldn't be kid-friendly, other than the fact there's no
Well,
kid
kids
toys.
be bored out of their mind. But
Yeah.
yes.
That's fine with the green carpet.
So I don't know what that looks like necessarily, but
Yeah, I mean, one of the goals also
Just like
was to try to keep all the events as age friendly as possible, because there are some members in the group that are not 18 years old.
Right.
I don't know everybody's age that is currently here, so maybe you are under 18. There you go. So we try to keep it so that anybody can attend.
Yeah.
That's why Cold Garden, we specifically asked them, like, hey, so we have underage people. Yeah.
no joking.
Yeah.
I think more questions.
Should we recap or like on tasks? Or just like general?
I think that could be done after the fact. We can invite the people who want to join into either Slack or into
Into Slack and the Facebook chat.
and then we can figure that out.
Yeah, slowly, I think, as you learn, then you can become admins on certain things.
Yeah.
Am I on here? Anyone online want to join? I don't
You
know.
were, yeah.
We're really good at video.
I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
Just wait, delay.
Different note or topic, but how do you guys feel about like on the Facebook group and maybe Twitter in the banner? I was thinking of the idea like having whoever the creator of the month is, having like a framed like a old time picture of like their face, like
a wanted
poster?
Like a wanted? Scene of royal house. Not a wanted, but like a,
like a royal.
nice framed picture.
Okay.
Whoever's like created the month. The picture will be there, and then on the right we can have like the text of like how do you do creators, and then maybe on like the far right or something have like what we want to see posts. Like we can have like a tab that says like post your collabs here. Like post your collabs.
Actually, I like that what we started doing in the final couple of creators, where we had them take over the social media accounts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. I thought that was a really cool idea. Who's gonna do the painting?
You just go, put it in Photoshop and go oil filter.
There's another one though.
Well, there's a whole bunch of like generate effects that you can do in Photoshop that would be like, look, it's great. No, it's not.
That's like the reverse of every cop, because it just enhances the video. Zoom in and enhance.
CSI, zoom, enhance, more. Let's zoom to 37 times.
I'm just thinking on the fly here, and this would depend on how to go in this idea. But what if the creator of the month videos were filmed in this space just for consistency, right? Like how I think that would really
the goal
in the stuff. Like it would just look like ways. I don't know, it's just branding.
Well,
Nice.
the reason why we didn't do that, because we had kind of discussed that, is we wanted to have it to showcase that creator's environment. So and so it was like when it was me, it was filmed at my place. Yeah, I had to go pick up Matt, but whatever. It's just to showcase where they're coming from.
I think it depends on the creator.
But
where they want to.
Yeah. But we could definitely pose it to the creator.
Well, and then that you could make it maybe simpler for
Yeah.
Matt, because all the equipment's here, and we'd be like, okay, boom, boom, I know exactly what the setup looks like. And then maybe invite the creator to submit kind of B-roll of their channel photo that look,
Yeah.
right? I'm just thinking anything to make it
That-
easier. Last year looking, we've got beautiful equipment
Yeah.
here. So.
I discovered a YouTube channel that does like music videos or like live session videos with people. And it's their channel's literally just called Colors. And it's just like a different color background with just an artist in an empty room and just a microphone and just like playing music.
Really?
But
That's
the
so
idea, if we could do like some sort of backdrop of just like different colors.
There's our green screen.
Maybe, or like, yeah, just have like
With the kids.
color.
Oh, yeah.
What's your word?
I feel like toad this week.
For the
kind of what we do though when we
Yeah.
make graphics for
on
someone
the
we're
title
like,
cards,
this person kind of seems like a pink person.
I've tried to go to like channels like yours after like seeing what your color aesthetic is.
Yeah, that's literally what
And put that into the title.
Mine is black and green.
I see you as a purple cloud because of hat. Is my hat purple?
It is, but it's only because it has my 3 initials on it.
I see you as purple.
My direct opposition.
Okay, perfect.
Other questions we have?
Do we feel like it would be wise to drop anything for December? I know this is such a bad month for
No, it's too late now.
But even on like a minor basis, like something we could do, just to show people.
We
Okay,
could
we're
do
still,
something.
There's so much we want to do. We want to do like year-end recaps of like
Well,
one video.
if we do something, because like a lot of people are going to be traveling potentially because
Yeah.
Christmas and all that kind of fun stuff. But if it was, hey, if you don't have family within Calgary and you're bored and you need something to do, here's a random event you can do. There's
I mean, yeah.
sure.
Or some sort of like
The green was like
12
Just be expected that someone might not show up.
12 days of.
The 12 days of Vlogmas.
Let's do this. Who's doing Vlogmas this year?
Kalila is too, I think.
Oh my gosh, I love Vlogmas. I'm gonna watch that.
I have an idea for a future Vlogmas that I will do, but not this year.
2020.
I will be in people's Vlogmas.
It'll be 2020.
So you're saying maybe not like an actual group meeting, but more like online, a thing that.
Some sort of online thing. So
I think
like
like the 12 days.
I like the 12 days of questions.
Yeah, 12 days of questions, maybe
12 days of why.
maybe focused on the different genres of YouTube.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
I would still love to do a
The 12
year-end,
genres
like,
of YouTube.
one video that each person
Like
gets
the
to
YouTube
submit.
Rewind with Calgary.
Yeah, but it's just a playlist.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that and close the street so we could do it in front of the Calgary Tower, but
Cool.
that's
Would
But
love
actually
that.
close on the streets one.
Oh, I'll make something happen.
Might
Okay.
be awesome.
It's well, right now it's cold, and yeah. But I want that as soon as I saw the YouTube Rewind, I was like, oh, we need to do Calgary Video Creators version of that. I want to close some
Shoot it through, yeah.
streets. Let's do
That's right.
this.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Dan Nobre, Obi-Wan Dan.
Yeah.
What's his channel? I forget what his channel is.
I
But anyways, I was talking with him. I was like, yeah, we should close down the street. He was like, that's too much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it costs $500 to rent an ambulance, you can see how much it's going to cost to close a city street, especially the one in front of the Calgary Town,
Or just buy some title funds.
and then get fined.
It's okay.
We
We're not
have
so
5 minutes to make this work, everyone.
It's better to ask for forgiveness on the winter.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But let's play this with this week.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
don't you already do something like that on your channel?
I do. I've done it for the last few years of like what my top 10 videos of the year
So
are.
maybe you could create something like that for YouTube Calgary. Or-
Should we do like every creator submits their favorite video, or
That's what I wanted it to be. Everyone.
Of your
It's the
own
one.
video?
Of your own video.
Choose your top video of the year, another one.
Yeah,
I like that,
because
yeah, I like that.
we could create a Google form for that.
That's easy.
And then
Yeah.
this comes back to my minor involvement still, is if you guys create a Google form, I can create it so that it's /Christmas. If you go to Calgary Video Creator /Christmas, it will then put you to that Google form. That's where I come into play, because I can just make things like that. It's just,
Dan's the IT guy.
yeah.
I'll just holler at you
Anybody
so
but
much.
always having like a mass collab where we all work together on just like one holiday.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be great, but-
Send in clips to make one video. We all make the exact
I just want to
same
do a
one.
music video where we're singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because that's really good. But everybody has a different almost like counting at the end for our own audience, like everybody else.
Yeah. That works a
Yeah.
lot.
But don't be surprised if nobody outside of this room does that, because that ends up happening. Yeah.
This was years and years ago, but some YouTubers that I followed, I thought it was such a cool idea. There was like 5 of them, and they just did essentially like a 5-part Christmas story. So you could like go to one of their channels to like find out their
There's so many cool, and like back in the day when there were like literally collab channels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those were so
I
fun.
remember those.
None of them.
Girls.
I don't know any of them that have lasted.
Well, they got
Technically-
sold to Disney for $5
Yeah,
million.
I think technically, like, the only one that's still around at that time, it's still technically a collab.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think any of them else.
Well,
exist.
For example, when we sent out the submissions for, or the call for submissions for the channel intro, we didn't get very many videos back, which is why it never really happened.
Well, and I think part of the challenge, something that holds me back sometimes is collaboration, and how does it actually relate to my channel?
Right.
You know, like I almost view YouTube channels like stores in a mall, where it's like, what, you know, the kitchen store collaborating with the
knife store.
makes sense, but then the kitchen store with the men's underwear, right? Like, for me to do a video that works with a collab might throw off
That is, your
everything else I've done in
collaborations
the
have to
channel.
make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny one, but, you know, if
But
there's opportunity.
some of the things that we also ran into, certain people, when we did the call for submissions for the channel intro thing, there were people that literally just sent us their channel intro and did not follow any of the rules we laid out, even though we tried to be as clear as possible.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with psychology is so funny because people, it's like the email thing. If you email like a group of people and say, hey, give me feedback, almost no one's going to do it. But if you do it individually to each person, like you personally give me feedback, you get way more responses. So it's just time and effort.
One thing that I've been seeing a lot recently, actually, and it's kind of going along with the idea that I had, was there are a lot of creators that are sending like their script for their own video out to their own viewers, and they'll say it's one line out of the script and record it how you would like it to be said, and then everyone sends it back in their phone order.
That's I like that idea.
So that it could be like for my own channel, I always try to make everything kind of sassy, and I try to make sure that everything is kind of goofy, funny, and then you have like intense energy in your videos. And yours is just like some great conversation. You have this like awesome drive. Having all of that put into one video is still like this is crazy.
No, see, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's great.
It's now coming up with that script.
Same once again. We have all the audience to see everybody else.
I only do something like that, but and then 12 days of Christmas, I like to.
Yeah. Like just highlight 12 different channels over 12 days.
Again, this is where December is funny, because it's like, okay, great idea. Does anyone really want to do the work while trying to go to the parties, but pay for their family?
It's lit.
Yeah, you know what would be interesting? This is thinking way ahead, but doing a
I think they
larger collab like that, making the videos in the summer. Like if you think about it,
Like
a lot
we're
of
doing quarterly.
a lot of like musicians make their Christmas content in the summer, and then it gets released.
That's
in the
because they
summer.
can afford a snow machine.
But like we could do the same thing where it's like, okay, we know we want to like go end the year with a bang. We're going to be exhausted by that point. Let's do it in June.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of planning things out like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a maybe a better idea. If we want to do a bigger collaboration with like a bunch of people, like plan for like we're going to record this date, whatever that date happens to be, and then we're going to release it like 2-3 months after.
One of the comments is get a better microphone because they can only hear some of the people that are close to the camera.
Well,
the online
that makes
video.
sense because it's right there.
Oh, it's right
Where's
there.
the microphone?
On the webcam.
Oh, the webcam.
Screening.
If you can't hear us, we're just brilliant. Just
Yeah, we're doing so many cool things.
Just enjoy the show.
That's what we need, like a little lazy Susan in the middle, spin it around until like.
Can you not connect it
You can
to
only
some
keep it
audio
like both, like,
to
two
test
Well,
audio?
there are tons of audio things.
Technology. Oh my God, this is where you come in.
This is where Kyle comes in and says stuff.
My day.
Mine too.
I think this is what we'll do. We'll interest into those two groups, like the Facebook chat and then the Slack. And then we'll take other people off of there as they
Do a meeting,
do what they need, and then
have a meeting.
yeah, and then in January we'll reconvene and decide where we want to
Make a whole plan.
Yeah,
The
make an
only
actual
thing
plan.
with me is I have to, because I do all the website things, I still need to remain as an admin for the Facebook page and the Facebook group, but I don't need to be in the chat.
Right.
So that's it.
You want to have fun?
Oh, you can leave me in the chat. I don't care.
You know, you
I
want
just put it on mute.
to have fun.
To make maybe one solid, like 100% plan, what do we think we want our activity or thing to be in January? Like, what do we want our event to be?
New Year's party.
Jen's birthday, just celebrate.
Or my birthday.
Or my birthday.
Are we all January birthdays?
I'm
No.
January 3rd. So
I'm
I
January
think, like,
6th.
December 29th.
And we don't want to celebrate the birthday anyway.
Birthdays.
It will be January, the year of birthdays. Just amazing.
I'm Capricorn. You're a Capricorn.
I think so.
Okay, so beginning this.
Okay, so January, it's winter. Yes, well,
Tobogganing.
rec room is an option. It should be.
How much money does that cost though?
No idea.
Yeah.
It's really pricey, I think.
So,
35 for like 60.
Yeah.
60 ticket fees, I think.
It's bad because if we're all there and like if you're not playing, you can be filming other people playing. Like you could say
Let's see,
we
like,
don't
I'll
know.
look at this if it's like group rates or something.
Or tobogganing.
Or just
Or
talk
like
to them,
that, yeah.
just approach them as we're YouTube Calgary, we want to do a feature. It might be able
It's Calgary. You could.
to. Have we done the trampoline park yet?
No, I want to do that. The flying squirrel.
Yeah.
I want.
Is that what it's called? Flying
Yeah,
squirrel?
it's near the airport.
Like a
Place.
trampoline room, or is it like an actual like
It's just
activity room?
multiple trampolines.
Yeah,
Or
but if-
soccer,
Yeah,
basketball.
but potentially if we approach them going, we are YouTube Calgary, we want to rent you
How long have we been out for?
a couple.
No,
No, not
not
flying squirrel.
6-8 months now.
So I want to say like a year or so. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, not quite
we
that
could-
long. There's
yeah.
one that opened in Marlborough Street Airport. That was the first one.
Okay, I've only heard of the flying squirrel because it's like beside my dad's work. But if we approach them,
Yeah.
because I kind of
we want to film there, we want to promote
Yeah.
this.
because the limitation that may run into is they may be like, yeah, well, sure, but filming, no. But if you guys approach them going, hey, we are Calgary video creators, we want to bring potentially X number of people. How much is it going to cost? Divvy it up amongst the people that show up, and we want to film.
Promote your stuff.
Is that all ages too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after 10.
There's waivers and stuff for
Yeah.
After 10,
underages.
it's like different.
Yeah, there's like DJs and lights and darkness and things and stuff.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind the boost in media as well.
But it's someone needs to contact them on behalf of Calgary video creators.
Yeah.
And also have to find a time there because that place is always crawling. with
But that's why
really little kids.
We reach out and then we figure that out.
Yeah.
And
it's
Renting
really
it
hard to
outright,
know
that's
what
massive
day,
space. So
Yeah. But maybe because what we did for Cold Garden is we were able to, because Jill knows some of the people that run that place, we were able to get access before they actually officially opened to the public. So just on a Saturday before they opened to the public, I think at like 11, we were there at 10 o'clock. So then we could have the peace and quiet and film all the things we needed to film and didn't have to worry about people that didn't want to be in the video being in the video. So something like that may be potential for Flying Squirrel. It's just whatever they're willing to do with us.
yeah, that's what I was trying to suggest.
Your friend who did the escape room.
Yes,
Is that extreme archery thing?
that is done by them.
Yeah. Is that open yet?
I think so.
We'd
I
have to-
wonder if we should write up an official proposal form,
Oh.
so it's really easy to just replace name. We are YouTube,
Excellent idea.
video creators,
Yeah.
I like
Then
that
it'd be
idea.
So much easier when we come up with ideas. Be like, cool, send them a form.
If you want, I have the email that Jill kind of crafted. That was sent off to Cat Cafe.
That's great.
That's really good.
Perfect. Yeah. And then
I can forward
we
that
can
to you.
always be improving it, and we'll probably get to a point where it's like hard for them to say no, we did it so well. We're into it.
Yeah.
The other thing is winter activities. So there's the ice rink over at Olympic Plaza that's active now. Then we could do something really, this would take their time, but going out and doing dog sleds could be.
Oh, we could go caroling.
We could volunteer and
And then you can run into Elon Musk randomly.
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory.
There's the wolf sanctuary just outside of the.
oh my gosh.
Aren't those the wolves in Game of Thrones?
Some of them, yeah.
There?
Well, it's like,
There's a wolf sanctuary.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
it's like 20 minutes outside of Calgary. It's
What
like
can I do with these wolves?
they're in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you're going for a tour. If you pay the right rate, you get to go into the field with them.
Is there fox?
And if you don't make it out, you don't have to pay.
If you said the same thing but with red pandas, I'd be in my car looking at them.
You can do that at the zoo. Again, it's just one of those, you got 5 minutes to get it done thing.
Just jump over.
Yeah.
Bite my arm.
The zoo is another option, by the way, if we approach.
The zoo is expensive.
Yeah, it's a little
Right, but I mean, a person is YouTube Calgary.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have some, that's no.
Well, National Music Center,
So
we
you
did
can
already.
get your red panda is what you're saying.
You mean this?
We'll actually see what is possible.
Yeah, even if it's like an after hours thing or something. Again, we can go in there and film. It's a little bit more work, but
Well, yeah, Science
But that's good.
Center. you know.
Science
Yeah, there's lots of things.
Think big, you don't know until you ask.
Yeah.
Like,
We didn't know. Honestly, when it was the Cat Cafe thing, I kept saying, just send them an email, Joe. And to our surprise, it worked.
Anytime there's like a new company or business or cool thing that's happening in the city, we just be reaching out and saying, hey, can we be part of this?
Yeah.
well, and just always taking the approach of just ask, worst case they say no. It's an experiment, right? You learn every time. Like, okay, they said no because of this. So let's reapproach the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah, rather than trying to research it to death and then you just, they may have said yes.
Yeah.
Great.
That's great.
So when's the pizza coming? You ordered us.
Yeah, we're on the Timbits, and where's all of
That's that time.
Where are those red pandas?
Well, thanks for everyone for coming out. It's just fun for some people. What are everyone's like holiday plans?
Kyle, do you have everyone's contact info? Well, you're great at that. Contact info away.
Or could you open up like a note on the computer and do the information?
Yeah, let's
Technology.
I'll do it this way. Ooh, an iPad.
Okay, holiday plans. We're gonna officially go around.
All right, hang on. Do we want this to be live on the internet?
We can.
We
Wait,
can end
can
it.
close it.
All right.
Bye, people. I love you so much.
Bye.
It's been a while.
Where's the stop button?